Hello, Mouse Planet. Alan DeLinka back with you for the 29th consecutive week. It's our Fun at Home show. Thanks for joining. I had asked for comments and suggestions this week in the Walt Disney World Update and in the posts on this show, and I've seen none. This is probably going to be the last of the weekly installments of this show unless somebody else wants to host, because I can use a week off. We will do more of these shows eventually. There'll be a 30th show. But, you know, fun at home is fun at home. And if you're choosing to have fun at home some other way, that's great too. Here at Fun at Home, we're going to talk first about the news that's broken since our various updates. The more fun news is that the Festival of the Arts at Epcot is going to be back in January and February in a light form that they're calling a taste of the Epcot Festival of the Arts, or International Festival of the Arts. It's going to run with the food studios and some artists and a limited entertainment schedule of existing cast performers. The Jamators, the Mariachi Cobre are among those listed. I do not think we'll see the Broadway concerts, although you never know. It's probably too early. There'll be more some posts along the way. Along with that, Disney announced some vacation discounts here in Florida for folks looking to get their Disney taste, since the other news is that California's not opening anytime soon, and we'll talk about that in a moment. There are some offers to come visit us, and I'm going to bring Adrian on, and I'm going to bring on Jen from Getaway Today to talk about all the different travel options that are available right now. So first, there's Adrian. Welcome, Adrian.
Hello.
Adrian's celebrating Halloween outside the entrance of Disney California Adventure, which I assume doesn't look anything like that right now. And let's bring in Jen from Getaway Today. Hi, Jen.
Hello. Good to see you both.
Hi,
Good
Jen.
to see you. Thanks for joining us. Why don't you tell folks what some of the available offers are for coming to Florida and to sail on Disney Cruise in 2022 and take Adventures by Disney trips.
Yeah, there's been a lot of news and thankfully some good news. So that was fantastic. And this morning we were all like, we knew something was coming. We're like, hey, there's going to be an offer. And sure enough, about 5 a.m. it hit. And the cool thing with Getaway Today, for any guests that had already booked for January through about mid-April, you already got the discount applied. But it was a 35% saving on your hotel, which saved a few families close to $2,000. So what a fun thing to wake up to, right? To be like, hey, just by the way, you saved $2,000 this morning just by applying that offer. So great news for those January through April stays. And also they've introduced one of the new all-star resorts too. So there's some low price points coming in, and they have extended their flexibility. So you can still now through end of April cancel up to 24 hours. So if you had something come up, you can do that and still get a full refund, which was huge. Gave guests a lot of confidence. And we were thrilled to see that happen. Disney Cruise Line has extended and released their sail dates through 2022. Very exciting news. We have a lot of guests that they know that the best way to save on a Disney cruise is to be first in line to get those rates just as soon as they come out, since they do have limited ships and so much popularity. So that was great. Adventures by Disney, exciting that they do excursions now are adventures for family groups up to 12 people. So that was kind of new, very exciting, great idea too. I thought that was brilliant. So family groups, friend groups can come up with their own group of 12 people and still have the Adventure by Disney. Really kind of the ideal situation. It's customized to you. Super exciting. Alani too, we're seeing great.
Oh,
I've lost Jen's mic. How about you, Adrian?
Yeah, we lost her. Well, yep. I know.
Okay, sorry.
There she is.
Oh, wait, there she is.
I'm having technical difficulties. I apologize. But yeah, so Alani as well. They've got some great specials. Guests are excited to get to go there. We think it will be opening with just the highest of standards and just be a great guest experience. So people are excited. And with Getaway Today, if you had a Disneyland vacation booked, you're able to transfer all that credit to one of these other vacations. So that's been exciting. Guests are loving that. And we're here for you. Our staff, we're still available. And we can just help you with all of these wonderful Disney vacations. And really, our service is the best. We have the team that cares. They really care about your vacation. They want to get you on that magical trip with your family. And we're ready to help you.
I loved hearing how quickly the Hawaii sailings had booked out for Disney Cruise Line. The Hawaii itinerary is always really, really popular. And with Disney looking, not doing Alaska, the Vancouver to Hawaii sailings have been crazy popular. I know that the general sale just opened on that, and it's just booked so fast. So I was glad to hear that you still had some availability on that.
So, and the good thing is, if you're interested in that, just call us and our team will watch it for you, because a lot of people, right when it comes available, they put it on hold and then it gets released a few days later. And we're super persistent. Like, if you want something, we're going to get it for you. So we'll do the work for you and just, make sure that we're able to get the sailing that you're excited about.
Yeah. And I love the idea of a family Adventures by Disney. We did a family vacation with basically a family reunion cruise over Thanksgiving one year. And I'm thinking, an Adventures by Disney family Thanksgiving, that could work too. So I'll have to look into those.
Well, in the locations, it's Italy, it's Costa Rica, it's, some of their most popular itineraries. And to get that customized experience, like, really, when I read it, I'm like, this is brilliant. This is really like a dream vacation for so many. And it just kind of allows you to go to these exotic places with someone holding your hands, making it so magical, but still with your intimate family group. So it's cool. I think it's kind of a COVID win. I don't think you'll ever see that again. So let's jump on that one.
And there's Alani.
Oh,
I was going to say, and I'm pretty happy that Alani's open. This was my view.
So that, again, it's a very affordable time to go to the Alani. If you have a negative COVID test, of course, that's all that's needed. They have very flexible policies as well. And we can plan and help you with your Alani vacation also. And just looking at all that they're doing, they've introduced a new app. They have so many just great things that are, touchless payments, touchless check-ins, different things to make it just an easy place to social distance and to go somewhere really that tells the best story of the Hawaiian Islands. So dream vacation,
that was
that's
my
on my
view.
list.
That was my DVC view a year ago today. And am I glad I took that trip?
Yeah, I'm glad you got that trip too. But I if you fly out of Los Angeles, you can get the same day testing. You can get your test done right there at the airport. They've got a drive-through center, so there's a lot of ways to get to Hawaii now. So that's
I was going to say, and the standard that Hawaii put out was that you had to have a negative test from one of their approved locations within 72 hours of traveling, and then you're not subject to any quarantine restrictions on the islands.
Yep.
So any other news, Jen?
Well, I can't hear Alan. I'm so sorry, but I can hear Adrian. So just in closure, we're seeing a lot of guests, especially Walt Disney World. That's been our top seller at the moment. It's been really exciting, actually. Over fall break and Halloween time, we had so many guests and families come back and just say that they had a wonderful experience. So even knowing that it has gotten, busier and it's more popular, people are feeling more comfortable traveling, and they're still loving the experience. So we're very excited about that.
Great. Jen, thank you so much for coming and joining us. I know you're on your own trip now, so we will let you go off onto your own adventure, and hopefully we will have some news on the West Coast, some positive news on the West Coast.
Yes, and I'll be on our Instagram. We're going to be covering like all our flights and just kind of all the airport experience. So if anyone's curious about that, we get so many questions about flying, and so we'll be kind of highlighting some of the things that people can expect.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Travel safe. Bye, Jen.
Thank you. Thanks, Jen.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Adrian. So I'll put up on the screen the less than positive news that came out of the conference of the Department of Health of your state this week, where they classified theme parks as higher risk compared to outdoor stadiums, with a rather bizarre logic from what I could tell. And I'm just a Floridian, where our bizarre logic goes in a different direction. And they set standards that are pretty stringent, that the Disneyland park cannot reopen until it's in the yellow or minimal tier. And I know you can talk more about that. And Ken Potrock, the president of Disneyland Resort, came out with a very strongly worded statement, very upset with what California has promulgated. And the commissioner of Orange County, California, has said that under those standards, we're looking at a summer of 2021 when Disneyland might reopen. So with that, I'll let you give your further observations, because you certainly understand that situation much better than I do here in Florida.
Well, it's not just Ken Potrock that's come out and spoken about this. The upheaval, the uproar right after the announcement was made was pretty widespread, and it was industry groups, it was community leaders, it was, business operators, it was elected officials, all basically saying, this is insanity. What exactly are you doing here? And today, the leaders of most of the major Southern California theme parks got together in conjunction with the California Attractions and Parks Association and did a live stream and laid out their individual cases for how, their parent corporations are operating theme parks safely everywhere else in the United States and in some cases the world. And why is it that California is such a different case? Why is it that California has such different rules? And, we saw the leaders of Universal Studios and Disneyland and Legoland and Cedar Fair all come out and say, what's going on? Why is it so different? So basically the rules are this. The way that it was announced is that when your home county, so for Disneyland Resort, that would be the Orange County, California, once your home county has entered the yellow tier of our blueprint to recovery, then the theme parks can open at 25% capacity. And that is it. There is, you'll notice in our roadmap to resiliency, there is no green tier. California doesn't appear to believe that this is ever going to end. And I know that several months ago or weeks ago, when we were first talking about Disneyland, kind of slow walking the guidelines, I had said, look, whatever the guidelines are going to be, they need to be issued so that people can plan, so that the Disneyland Resort can plan, so that all the little hotels can plan, so that the guy that runs the 7-Eleven down the street from Disneyland can plan, so that the guy that runs the pizza place across the street from Disneyland can plan. Whatever those guidelines are going to be, even if Disneyland is not going to reopen until COVID is completely eradicated from the United States, even if that is the guideline, then it needs to be communicated so that these businesses can start making their plans. That wasn't actually my suggestion. That wasn't what I meant. I didn't mean to take that as the rule.
No, but I mean, and again, as a Floridian, where I feel our state has gone extreme in the other direction, the standard, as I heard the doctor explaining it in the conference, since I watched Secretary, is it Ghali, talk about it live, was essentially, well, as long as somebody dies on this particular highway, this highway is not eligible for cars, right? That was sort of the analogy that I was making as he was going through the tier system they came up with. We can't control who randomly comes across who and what people do after they leave the protective environment of the theme park, were the two arguments that I heard him gave. And that made as much logic as what I just said about cars on a highway. Traffic kills people. It does every day in this country. It has since the invention of the automobile, and actually it goes back further than that to horses and just pedestrians. So a standard that basically says until it's gone does in fact seem ridiculous, which again is why I saw, like I said, Ken Potrock's statement was the first one that hit my inbox, and it's a statement of outrage that we've come up with this based on science, and a standard of 0 doesn't seem scientific, because in science, nothing is ever 0. Scientists know that.
Well, and again, that goes back to...
And I think Adrian's frozen. No?
No, I'm not frozen. I'm right here. I can hear me. Am I frozen?
Go ahead. Still? You're on screen.
Well, it goes back to... I'm talking. It goes back to the fact that in California, we don't have, this is, I just shared my screen here if you want to put that up. These are what our risk levels are. And there is no green tier in California. Los Angeles County, home to Universal Studios, is at the purple tier, and it's staying there for a while. And as a matter of fact, its numbers are actually getting a little bit worse. They're talking about potentially having to open some new ICU space in Los Angeles County. So it's going to be in purple for a while. Orange County is in the red tier. And we have been in that red tier pretty much since these guidelines came out. And it's based on one metric, and that metric is the new cases. Right now, we are going to be in the red tier until such time as we have no more than 4 new cases a day per 100,000 residents. We don't get back down into the yellow tier where the theme parks are actually allowed to reopen until there's fewer than 1 case per 100,000 residents in a day. Now, testing positivity is another metric that we measure. And in Orange County, we actually are in the orange tier for that particular metric. We're actually mid to low orange tier for that metric. And, the Orange County is actually suddenly just really bumped their testing, and that they're encouraging everybody to come and get tested. And there's some suspicion that, well, sure, you're trying to get your case rate down, you're trying to get your positivity rate down. But until that new case rate gets down to less than one person per 100,000 per day, Orange County is going to be stuck in orange or red. And that was what our county health department supervisor said, is basically that maybe summer next year, maybe, but we don't know. And so the question is, why were those metrics chosen? Why is it that it's not based on the entire state? Why is it that it's based on an individual county?
So the questions I've seen, Adrian, online are, what are Disneyland's options at this point, right? When can it reopen or take some action against the state to reopen? The constant refrain I have seen is that Knott's Berry Farm has had the park open without attractions open for food events.
Sure.
Why hasn't Disneyland done that? Can they do that? And then the second part of it is legal recourse against the state. And as a non-California lawyer, I will not speak to California law, but as somebody who has studied law and has a license in Illinois, I don't know what the bases will be, but I can tell you, having been admitted on a case-by-case basis in California, that's a hard row to toe in California. The California courts are going to do what the California courts do. But go ahead and give your thoughts on that, and then we'll get to more happy news and play our game.
Okay. Well, so regarding Knott's Berry Farm, and that gets brought up a lot. I said this last week. Disneyland has something that Knott's Berry Farm doesn't have, and those are called unions. And I am reliably informed that until the agreements were reached with the various unions, and specifically Local 50, which represents the majority of the food and wine or food and beverage workers at the Disneyland Resort, that some of the options that are available to other non-unionized theme parks were not necessarily available to the Disneyland Resort. It hadn't been the details hadn't been worked out yet. Now that the Disneyland Resort has worked out all of their issues and all of their details with all of the unions, or the majority of the unions that cover the employees. And these are things like the layoffs, and how are the layoffs going to happen, and how are the recall rights going to happen, and in what order are people going to get laid off, and in what order are people going to get recalled. Now that all of that has been figured out, the resort can go on and start looking at some of the other options. And, it would be ludicrous to assume that a company like Disney hasn't thought about all of these things that we are all talking about. Of course, it makes sense to open up Main Street and line the place with picnic benches. Of course, it makes sense to bring all of the food and wine festival booths out into the Esplanade. Of course, it makes sense to do something like that. The fact that Disney hasn't done it means that there's a reason Disney hasn't done it. I don't think it's corporate spite.
I was going to say there's certainly obstacles, and there's certainly the cost factor. You posted the article today, I think, about Disneyland pushing the hotel reservations back.
Right.
And while hotels can reopen in California, I think for Disneyland, one of the pragmatics of opening the hotel is, why are people coming to Anaheim? That's the overarching question. They were coming to Anaheim before because of Disneyland and the convention center, and both of which are not currently operating in their regular ways. And until that happens, operating the hotels is probably more of a challenge for a company that's not really a hotel company as its main line of business. But I know you know that some of the other hotels there have reopened. What's the story with that?
Not many of them, though, and it varies on what the hotel is. So obviously, we have a brand new JW Marriott that's just opened here, and they are desperately trying to find a way to attract people to their property. So I actually just got an email from them today that they're going to be offering football viewing on their giant rooftop terrace on Sundays with a brunch. And I mean, that's a great idea if you're into football and you want to do something like that. Obviously, gathering inside a sports bar is not going to be an option. And so that's a great socially distant way to get out there and have some kind of socialization in this beautiful rooftop bar, and you can watch your game. This hotel also happens to be running a package that they're calling a work, stay, play program, where they are, and I'm going to be putting details about that later, but basically they're encouraging you to bring your kids and book a 2-suite complex where there's room for you to go do your work from the hotel, and where your kids can do their Zoom school. And then when that's all over, you can go down to the pool and have a party. And I realistically am looking at that for my own family of, can I take my kids somewhere to get them out of the house and let them Zoom school for a weekend or Zoom school for a week, just to have some break from the monotony. I think we're going to see Disney offer something like that once the theme parks can reopen, and once there's something, and on a very limited scale, maybe one tower of the Disneyland Hotel opens. But I think we'll see Disney offer something like that, but not until there's an attraction other than Downtown Disney, which hits capacity on a random Monday morning. So
JW Marriott's the high end of the Marriott brand, right? I mean, that's usually their luxury property. Right. And I mean, the new Marriott property that's gone up here in Florida, that's looking very close to being finished over on Buena Vista, is the new reserve tower at the Swan. Which I've got to say, I drove past again today. In fact, I drove past it from 3 different angles. I hate it. It is the most architecturally ugly thing I have seen here at Disney World. And that's saying a lot, because a lot of people will criticize Disney architecture for various things. But as a former Chicagoan who's seen a lot of good architecture and a lot of bad architecture, that new hotel is an eyesore on World Drive, and I am shocked that Disney has approved it. Now, I'm hoping that maybe it's just not finished yet. It's going to look better when it's done, but that's a pretty far out hope.
You said this is an expansion of the Swalfin. What were you expecting? I'm just asking the question.
Well, I mean, look, the people can quibble whether the Swan and the Dolphin are pretty looking hotels. They're certainly intrusive into the sight lines in Epcot, but they are Michael Graves designed. They have some really interesting postmodern touches to them.
Sure.
This new building has nothing interesting about it that I've seen. It doesn't work architecturally to me, and it doesn't work aesthetically. It's got a mishmash of colors up and down the side, and it's got a variety of window shapes. There's a glass column here, and there's windows. It didn't make any sense to me. Maybe, like I said, maybe it will when it's finished. But right now, when you come up to the north from World Drive or from the south, because I've now made both passes, it is ugly. And when you drive down Epcot Center Resorts Boulevard, which is the one that it basically is sharing a parking lot with the miniature golf, Fantasia Golf. It's ugly on that side too, which is the side that faces the Swan and Dolphin, although that side at least looks a little bit more like a hotel.
Well, I've got to say, if it has a decent pool area, my kids wouldn't care at this point. They would just want to get out to it. So
my guess is that its primary pool area is the Swan and Dolphin pool area. I don't think they were building more than a private additional pool for this hotel, but I could be mistaken. But speaking of hotels, you tweeted just before we went live about the former Grand Floridian Society Orchestra having a new gig. Do you know any more than this? I just pulled up your tweet, and that was it.
That's all I know.
Good news for them. They're going to be playing at least a short-term gig that starts November 20th at Jolly Creek. And it's good to see artists finding work, because as folks may know, I also appear on the Gary Myers Show, and he's been interviewing artists lately, and it's a struggle. We talked to the drummer for the Buddy Rich band this week, who is also the son-in-law of Buddy Rich, which he became after the fact, and we talked to a theater group in Chicago. And I mean, all theater groups are looking for different ways, and musicians have to look for different ways as well. Any other news before we get to happier stuff?
That was actually the snark yesterday between Universal Studio and the Pantages, I believe. When Universal Studio, they replied, "Oh, fine, we're only going to answer 25% of our tweets now." And Pantages replied, "Hey, we're over here trying to figure out how we can host our entire season on your Waterworld stage." And so then there was this cute back and forth about whether or not they could do Hamilton jet ski duel, and some joke about just you, Wade. And it was actually quite hysterical. So that's unfortunately what the arts looks like in Los Angeles too. We're all in the same boat. I get it.
Yeah. All right.
So well, that's what I've got right now. Let's talk about something fun and happy.
Let's go on to our game, because I mean, hey, that's why some of our guests are here. In fact, I'm just looking for the new game intro we came up with last week, because you are the champion this week, but I still think the intro that we put up last week is the appropriate one. So I'm going to play that, and then we'll bring in everybody, and
I would agree with that.
Talk about this week's game.
I did defeat Shelley.
Adrian did defeat Shelley, although it took some doing on my part last week by tricking Shelley into picking the easy question for you.
She beat me. What can I say?
All right.
So
Defending-
welcome back, Shelley. Thanks for coming back. You're now the challenger. Adrian is the champion. Although if Adrian has an emergency, we have a backup Adrian this week. Maybe that's not the best term for it, but I'm going to bring him in anyway. I'm sorry, John. You're the backup.
In the event of an emergency, the role of Adrian will be played by John.
Nice. All
Welcome
right.
back, John. Anything new and exciting happening with you in Hilton Head area?
No, just had a nice day, actually, a staycation at Disney's Hilton Head Island Resort. Things are nice over there. So folks are enjoying their time. And, we're just enjoying the beach here in Hilton Head, waiting to get back down to Orlando. So, yeah, that's mostly what's going on here in Hilton Head.
Thanks for coming back, and thanks for agreeing to play our game. And I like you've got the orange bird behind you. Mine is somewhere around here. Mine's over my shoulder as well. Yes.
There he is. Yeah.
Mine is, let's see, left is right, so that's this shoulder. There he is.
There was a fine slushy drink in there at one point.
Yes, and I did let's use a cleaner word. I did a crummy job of cleaning it out. So it's still pretty.
I don't want to look inside mine.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I'm glad we're socially distant.
Yeah,
indeed. Let's bring in the rest of the Mouse Planet regulars who had time in their calendars this week. And if you were paying attention to our pre-show this week, I made sure all of the Mouse Planet regulars, their heads all appeared in the crystal ball under Ursula there at one point, like Mr. Todd Pickering. Welcome back, Todd.
Thanks. That was so cool to have my head in Ursula's crystal ball.
And of course, Todd.
I got Mr. Toad on my birthday.
What's that, Mr. Toad?
Hey, Funko Pop by Hot Topic. He's in his card. I don't understand why Hot Topic has a Disneyland Mr. Toad, but I got it. And I was shopping, and it said there was one left. So
you got that one?
I hate for you to leave the show, but I mean, one left. Do both.
Oh, you didn't get the last one. You saw that there's one left. And of course, Todd is our California star. And this is his one little promotion of the week. Ready?
I'm called Todd Pickering. Yes, that is my name. I'm here every Wednesday. I walk of fame.
All right. So welcome back, Todd. Good to see you.
Nice to be seen.
Let's bring in, not from the holodeck this week, we've got Greg Jacobs. Welcome back, Greg.
Hi. Yes, I've been demoted downstairs this week.
All right.
So the holodeck was booked.
You're in the Star Wars Cantina.
I'm in the Star Wars Cantina. We'll go with the Cantina. I like that.
You got to get those holodeck hours in. And also joining us this week from the same part of the world is Chris Berry.
Same part of the world, New York. Yeah, I guess so. Testing.
New York,
1%. 1% in New York. We're fine.
All right. So welcome back, everybody. I think this is the entire gallery for now. Let me double check that I got everybody. And, let's go to this view. Let's try that view there. How about that? So Shelley doesn't get the treatment that she usually gets. Adrian gets the treatment. She gets our Mike Wazowski moment, which is what all champions get at the beginning and end of each episode. There is our Mike Wazowski moment. Now, if it had been Shelley, Adrian, you can stay in that pose for a moment as I bring up the other logo. Shelley does have her own logo because she's been our champion so many times. But right now, she's not the champion. So it's Adrian, although we do still call this now Mouse Planet Live, Jibe Time, starring Shelley from On The Go and MCO.
There she is.
So it's a high hurdle to take on. There she is.
Go, Shelley.
All right,
I'm
so
up for
this
it.
week
I'll
in
jump
the
this
game,
hurdle.
I'm going to put Adrian in the champion box. I'm going to put Shelley in the challenger box.
Yep.
I'm leaving myself where I usually am up here in the corner. And we are going to bring up the game machine, which looks like this, right? What are you doing there? You guys are pointing at things and I can't even see it. All right, so here's the game machine.
All of the Brady Bunch.
So the way we play the game is that in each round, our champion and our challenger will each pick a question that's in green here on the screen. And the question has a blank in it. The questions are all hypothetical and fictional. They're nothing real. We don't have any insider information. I do sometimes throw in some real trivia, but there's no actual information that is the right answer for the blanks. An example question comes from the very first time we played this way back in episode 19. Did you hear? After all these years at Disneyland, Disney's lawyers finally got to Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. When the park finally reopens, and we don't know when that'll be, the new safer version will be Mr. Toad's Blank Ride. And we've had answers like socially distanced and milder and things like that. And in each round, everybody writes. That includes you folks at home. If you fill in the blank and give us that question number, your answer helps our players score points. The more points, the more likely you are to win. This week, I've thrown in a curveball. I have to write the questions every week. I've now written 73 questions, actually more than that, 76 questions, I think, because I don't have the original 3. There are 70 plus questions that we've written. So instead of writing 8 new questions this week, and I don't think we'll actually play 4 full rounds tonight because we've spent so much time talking about the bad news, but if we're having enough fun, who's to say? One of the questions is a special bonus question. This bonus question is going to involve some randomization. It's going to give one player possibly an edge. We'll see it when it comes up. I mean, with any luck, as I describe it here, and I haven't told anybody what that bonus question is, which one it is in the mix there. When that question comes up, I'll explain it further. But we should have a good time with it. It should be a lot of fun. And I was about to say, Shelley, you get the question, but you're no longer the champion.
Wow.
And so I'm going to go back to the usual realm of things. Adrian, I'm going to put you on the screen.
Okay.
And now I'm going to take you back off the screen because I can't immediately put you in the box I wanted to put you in. We're going to do it this way. We'll put you in there. Now we'll put you here.
Whoa.
Now we'll put you here. Nope, that's not there. There we go.
I'm getting
There we
dizzy.
go. All right.
Movement.
Wow.
Oof.
All right, Adrian.
Where's my Dramamine?
I don't know. Can you see the numbers on the screen, or
Yes.
they're too small?
72.
Number 72 is our first question of the game. And
All
guess what?
go.
You have picked the bonus question.
Really?
Oh, Jeopardy. Wow, a bell. Hey.
Recycling round.
So the bonus question is a recycling round. And by that, each you and Shelley will get one of the previously asked questions. And those questions are now going to be determined by the random select button.
Ooh.
There is a The
Interesting.
random select button will choose from the 66 previous questions that are in the Gametron. And if it happens, I mean, it's 1 out of 66 times 1 out of 66. So if that numerical possibility happens, you guys both could end up with the same question here. Are you ready? I'm going to hit the random select button. No, it is very, very slim. I was playing around with that random button earlier. It was coming up. It never matched in any of the times I've pressed the button.
Wow. This is
But
crazy.
we're talking about Adrian here. Maybe Adrian will get a match. So, Adrian, you are player 1 as the champion. Shelley, you are player 2. These questions are your first 2 questions of the game. We'll start with Adrian.
Okay.
Adrian gets question number 34, and Shelley will get question number 33.
All right.
So, we'll start with question number 34 for Adrian.
Okay.
Question number 34 from a few weeks back was, Donald Duck is taking on a new role as a ride operator on Big Thunder Mountain. For safety, though, Donald must wear blank. Donald Duck is taking on a new role as the ride operator on Big Thunder Mountain. For safety, though, Donald must now wear blank. Everybody, let's write and jibe, and let's get Adrian off the screen so that we can see everybody else writing and jibing.
Yep.
So, one of the old questions, one of the ones that has an answer that I seem to recall lots of people giving us numbers of jibeable responses on before.
Jibeable.
See what we get this. Hey, I got to keep working it, right?
Good word.
All right, there we go. And now let me bring the Gametron back up, and we'll go right to the question because Shelley doesn't have to even make a choice. The Gametron took it off the screen. How about that? So I'll just scroll down to number 34.
Number 33.
33 for
Okay,
Shelley.
33. We did 34. We'll go down to number 33 for Shelley, and here it is. Number 33, with both screams and laughter in short supply these days, monster Mike Wazowski has hatched a new scheme to collect blank to turn into electricity.
Mm-hmm.
With both screams and laughter in short supply these days, monster Mike Wazowski has hatched a new scheme to collect a blank to turn into electricity. Everybody, let's write and jibe on number 33.
No song. Where's the song?
Yeah.
I hear it. Nobody else hears it?
Exchanging glances. There we go.
Hey,
Oh,
copyright,
shit.
copyright.
Shelley's got her
Fair use
own.
doctrine. Don't get me in trouble, folks.
Hey, are you guys aren't hearing the song?
No.
No.
I hear you.
Really?
Yeah,
I heard my version.
I heard Todd singing, and I heard Shelley making some
All
interesting.
right, so I can fix that. So let me take myself off the screen for a moment. Chat amongst yourselves as we let our audience answer the questions.
Here's the topic.
Okay.
Oh boy.
he does need a week off. He's working hard, our producer. Let me tell you.
Yeah, he
does, man. You got to give him credit.
Hey, he coded a whole random number generator thing. I'm all excited about that.
That's true. It's Jibe time. There it is.
All right, so hopefully loading the Jibetron, Jibenator, Jibe whatever. We're okay.
Jibetronic.
I'm in the wrong box because I had Adrian there. We want Adrian over here. All right, so
on Pro Tem.
Loading the Jibetronic.
Yeah.
All right. So the good news is that the repeat question from previous shows was the very first question, and I guess we started with 34, right?
Mm-hmm.
Adrian, your question was 34. So let me bring 34 back on the screen, and let's see how folks jibed with you. Number 34 was Donald Duck is taking on a new role as a ride operator on Big Thunder Mountain. For safety, though, Donald must now wear, Adrian?
Oh, boy.
Pants. Pants is
pants.
one of those definitive answers. And let's see what we've got from the audience. We've got...
Whoa.
Nan Kent is calling it number 72, but that's still correct. Pants. Dave Kent has given us pants.
4.
My dad has given us pants. Stephanie has given us pants.
Oh my.
And I don't know if I'm seeing any more pants.
Nope, that's it.
That's all we're seeing there. So Adrian's
A lot
got a
of
bunch of pants, and Todd Pickering, you're keeping score. Well, it's come to you so we can see if you've got pants.
Galoshes.
Galoshes.
Good job.
Oh, nice.
John, what do you got?
Oh, this is embarrassing. I'm going to stink at this game. Safety glasses.
Safety glasses. All right.
Pants was my first thought, though, and I didn't put it down.
Always put your first thought.
That's right. That's what they always say. Chris Berry, what do you got?
Yeah, of course. Where's my pants? I got
Where's
pants.
my pants?
It's Lego movie.
I was going to say we're taking
Chris.
interesting Jeopardy answers for 100. Greg Jacobs.
I said a mask that covers his bill.
A mask
I like
covers
that.
Oh,
That's good.
That's
And
much
Shelley,
better
Shelley,
than
what do you
pants.
got?
I said a hard hat.
A hard hat.
A hard hat.
All right.
That would be safe.
Hermione.
For mine.
All right. Well, we had a lot of pants there. We
Yes, I
had some
get
good answers, a lot of fun. And of course, you know, our prize is really super exciting. It's our Mike Wazowski moment. Let's go to number 33, which was Adrian's first number. That would be Shelley, if I remember her name at the moment. But I'm just sort of filling time and trying to scroll to it at the same time. Here we go. Here's number 33. With both screams and laughter in short supply these days, Monster Mike Wazowski has hatched a new scheme to collect blank to turn into electricity. Shelley, what do you think?
Mask.
Masks. All right. So let's see. From the audience, we have wind. And Stephanie has given you masks.
King of
Yay,
wind.
Stephanie.
Tim Ellison has given you hand sanitizer. Dave Kent has gone with coughs.
Oh, that's a
Good
solid
one.
one.
And Nan Kent, as usual, has matched you with masks.
Nan and I are like this.
I couldn't get Nan to
Synchronicity.
come on the show. We've only gotten Dave to come on the show. All right. So what do we have from our panelists? Chris Berry, what do you got?
Old masks, of course.
Old masks. All right.
Mhm.
Greg Jacobs?
I went a different way. I said quiet screen time, since that's what most of us are doing these days.
Yes, very much so.
Adrian, what do you got?
Used.
People are
Used
smart.
masks. All right.
Okay.
John, what do you got?
It's a battle. Size.
Size.
There's a lot of those.
Todd Pickering, what do you got?
I got a little dark there. COVID-19.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
That is dark.
That's
And
a
I
little
mean,
dark.
with that in the answer, you know what's going to be coming on screen next. It's something dark. Dark.
That wasn't the dark one.
It won't load. How about that? How about this one?
God, you kind of got dark there.
Cued myself.
How come the one I wanted to roll wouldn't play? There we go.
That's not dark.
That's not dark. That's lovely. Youth.
Love in the
All right.
afternoon.
So, Todd Pickering, after the first round, which included the bonus question of our old questions, what is our current score?
A tight round.
Our returning champion has 5, and Shelley's right behind her with 4.
All right, so it's a close heated match.
Very exciting game.
Now comes, and I gotta say, there's at least. Oh, we've got people in different orders again. Let me put people in the right. Oh, that's because I've changed the boxes. Wow.
Don't do that.
All right. Don't do that.
There we go.
All right.
Thinking out of the
Getting
box.
dizzy again.
All right, Shelley. Time for you to pick the easiest question in the batch, and there is one. And there's actually probably 2.
She can do
Let's see if anyone can do it. Shelley can pick the easiest question in the batch. I will put the green questions back on the screen for you. You've got 67 through 74, except for number 72. What do you want?
69.
Oh,
Number
sure.
69. All right.
Family show.
Yeah, I was going to say on another show we might make a joke, but we won't do it here. The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror takes guests into the 5th dimension.
Oh.
To get to the 6th dimension, guests must visit blank. The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror takes guests into the 5th dimension. To get to the 6th dimension, guests must visit something. Come on, everybody. Oh, gee, I did that awful thing again. Everybody needs to write and jive, but I need to click on the right button, which is this one over here. There we go. And it's not running, is it?
No.
No.
We could all.
Bum, bum, ba-da-da-dum.
There it goes. There.
we go.
I heard
All
it.
right.
This is a tough one.
This is a tough one. Oh man, gotta get that toad.
If you get a toad.
All right. Honk, honk to you too. All right, Adrian.
Yes.
Adrian.
Yes.
Adrian. That's not the right screen. There's the right screen, right? All right. Adrian, which question would you like for your second round question?
73.
Number 73. Rumor has it that Imagineers have kept an homage to A Bug's Land at Disney California Adventure after all. We've heard that in a quick moment of comic relief at the new Web Slingers attraction, Spider-Man teams up with blank to fight off a foe. Rumor has it that Imagineers have kept an homage to A Bug's Land at Disney California Adventure after all. And remember, this is fiction. We've heard that in a quick moment of comic relief at the new Web Slingers attraction, Spider-Man teams up with blank to fight off a foe. Everybody write and jibe. Let's see if it actually jibes this time. There it goes. All right.
Oh, right.
Yeah, right and jibe. Not just jibe. Got it right. All righty, here we go. All right, we'll give folks a little while to catch up, and I'm going to talk about something else that Disney talked about this week. I'm going to take the Jibetron off the screen, and I'm going to put the other device on the screen, which is not where I expected it to be. Okay. All right. Now it is where I expect it to be. And I think I should be able to put it on the screen. There it is. How about that? We're going to put this on the screen now. So this week, the folks at Disney have announced a new gift card program. And since they're kind enough of making a gift to me of one of their gift cards, I thought we would share what those gift cards look like. I've been a Disney gift card user for a long time. My typical way of doing it is buying them at discount through a place like Costco, or my current membership is at BJ's, where you can buy for less than face value a Disney gift card. But Disney is now selling 60 new designs, including this Sorcerer Mickey design. Let's see if I can get through the handful that I have high-res images of. They've got a villains version, and they all come with these in the envelopes with these cards. They're going to be real fancy. We'll have one to show off in a few days or weeks, I think. We got the Toy Story gang. There's a Santa Mickey. And of course, the one that we would tease Todd King about if you were with us.
Oh, Todd.
We've got Slinky Dog Dash, or I guess maybe Slinky Dog. He's in Andy's room. We got the Fab 6, the Fab 5, Fab 5 and 1. What are they calling the 6 of them? The 2, 4,
The
6,
Sassy Six.
Yeah, there was some name they had when they launched
Sensational
the 6.
Six?
Maybe Sensational. That's it.
Sinister 6.
No,
And we've got
That's the Sinister Sith.
this is the Sith 3. We got the Frozen Sisters and Olaf coming out of the box. That would be a slushy mess.
Out of the box.
Little Mulan action here.
Mulan kicking.
Mickey on a beach.
Wow.
And of course a Marvel. Oh, and I forgot we have Mr.
Oh,
Fredrickson
that's
with,
the
Russell
one.
and Doug.
Doug.
All right, so that takes us through the batch that they've shared with me. There's 60 of them all told. You can go visit shopdisney.com and find yours. I believe shipping on the gift cards is free. The gift cards, of course, are what the amount you put on them is. But there's some really nice ones. I don't know. It was not in the release I got. Usually for free shipping on something like a gift card, they usually require at least 25, if not 50. I don't know if anybody else has seen anything specific, but all the details are over on shopdisney.com. And there
I
you
want that
have
Sorcerer Mickey one.
Sorcerer Mickey? With the rest of Walt Disney World on it.
Somebody get me
Pretty
one.
nice.
Go ahead.
That's pretty
So
cool.
gift opportunities are available. Feel free to send them to your favorite MousePlanet MousePlanet regulars or any of our MousePlanet guests.
MousePlanet irregulars.
Irregulars.
Well, I don't know. Shelley's no longer irregular. And we got a duel going on. All right. So let's go back to the Gametron, which requires clicking this button. Not that button, but this button. Yeah, well, no, it was the right button. It was just in the wrong spot.
I'm thinking by show 30, he'll totally know where the buttons are.
I don't know if I will ever know where the buttons are.
Yes.
Master producer.
And you know, one of the upsetting things is they seem to change it all the time. or at least my memory changes where it is all the time. All right, I'll make sure I click the audio button so you guys can hear the music the next time we have a question. And here we go. 73 was the last question asked, but not the one that Shelley picked. Shelley, what did you pick for this round?
69.
It was 69 and 73.
All right, 69. The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror takes guests into the 5th dimension. To get to the 6th dimension, guests must visit, Shelley, family friendly, the Haunted Mansion. All right. And let's see what we have from our folks watching. That is a good answer. We got the Hollywood Tower of Terror gift shop, which is a good answer. Club 33, also a good answer.
Not bad either.
But we got a match as usual with Nan Kent, which makes me think that,
I swear.
you know that Big Fat Panda accuses you of cheating, right?
Yeah.
I know,
Maybe I think you and Nan are just texting back and forth, and maybe that's the reason.
No, definitely.
Stephanie says guest
relations.
relations.
I like that. I like that.
This is definitely my father, because this was one of the. This was my father has the answer that I thought of when I wrote this, which is the bathroom.
Way to go, Dad.
And Dave Kent also has
Awesome.
Haunted Mansion.
Ooh.
So those are the answers on number 69. Let's go to Adrian. Adrian, what did you put for
Beer garden.
the 6th dimension?
The beer
garden.
Beer garden.
All right, Greg Jacobs.
I also said guest relations.
That's a good one. It is
It's
good.
an upcharge.
Chris Berry.
I like that.
The gift shop, of course.
Of course.
Always.
Of course.
John, what do you got?
Send them to the gift shop.
Oh, nice.
There.
Good one. Todd Pickering, what do you got?
I went with the gift shop.
Yeah.
The gift shop. All right.
Access to the
Uh,
gift
I
shop.
think I'm
Let's-
overthinking these.
No, I think your answers are great.
Utilidors was great.
Yeah, John, just because you're not jibing doesn't mean your answers aren't great.
That's right.
That's what they
I never
asked me.
jibe.
Go ahead.
All right.
Very
Number
kind of you.
73 was the other one here, right?
Yes.
Yes, 73.
Number 73 is Rumor has it that Imagineers have kept an homage to A Bug's Land at Disney California Adventure after all. We've heard that in a quick moment of comic relief at the new Web Slingers attraction, Spider-Man teams up with blank to fight off a foe. Adrian, who is Spider-Man teaming up with?
Well, we have to, the lawyer in you has to disclose that this does not include forward-looking statements, right? But I've
said it's all fiction.
I know.
It's Flick. All right. It's Flick. And the audience has given us Heimlich. And of course, Nan has matched you with Flick. There's a jibe and another one from Dave Kent, Flick. My father, who has no memory of the movie, says Mickey. Stephanie says Flick.
There you go, Dad.
And Steve Claiborne has gone with the dark answer of John Lasseter.
John Lasseter. Wow.
Which I think, that's going to qualify for a little video interstitial.
That's awesome.
This
That's a little creepy, don't you think?
Perfect.
Todd Pickering, what do you say?
Oklahoma.
You know what? It just dawned on me. There's Spider-Man, and then there's the Pym Test Kitchen. It still really is Bug's Land, technically,
It is.
right?
It is.
Ant-Man,
I was thinking when I wrote
and, Flick.
Flick, all right. John, what do you got?
Yeah, spelled wrong, but totally
Hey, you
right.
got it. You got a jibe that time.
Yep.
Chris Berry, what do you got?
I went with the Heimlich maneuver, so.
Heimlich. Greg Jacobs, what do you got?
Still thinking about that John Lasseter answer. But I went with Hopper.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
That's my first
And Shelley, what do you got?
Heimlich.
Heimlich. All right. All right. So Todd Pickering, after this round, what is the score? Because I think we're going to go on to our final round here next. What is the score?
Adrian has 10 and Shelley has 6.
So it's still a very close match.
It's
I'm going
doable.
to give Shelley a choice because I believe that there's still a super easy question out there that may just amount to a whole bunch of jibing. So let me scroll the Jibetron down to the right spot and see if Shelley can find that super easy question.
I'm going to go with number 71.
Suspense.
Number 71.
Killing me.
The year Disney World opened.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
All right,
That's
number
the easy
71.
question.
Sure, Mary Poppins is practically perfect in every way. You get to see one of her imperfections when she visits Disney parks and eats blank.
Oh my lord.
Sure, Mary Poppins is practically perfect in every way. You get to see one of her imperfections when she visits Disney parks and eats blank. Ready? Let's write and jibe on number 71. All right, the music is playing. You guys can hear the music now? Yes?
Yeah.
All right, the music is playing. I can see Adrian dancing in her box. Shelley's dancing in hers. Numbers are dancing on the screen as usual. Todd Pickering is really dancing it up. All right. That's not the right button.
And the show.
There's the right button. All right.
Quick out.
All right. Let's see if Adrian picks the super easy question. Adrian,
that wasn't
your
it.
round. That's not the super easy one. No. There's a super easy question. I think it's super easy.
Super obvious, you mean? Okay.
I think so. Let's see. Go ahead, Adrian. What do you think?
67.
Number 67 is. Oh, this is my mean one. I'm sorry, Disneyland fans. Sorry, Disneyland annual pass holders. Those crazy popular collectible blanks are now only sold at the new Walt Disney World pass holder pop-up shop at Epcot.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, Disneyland annual pass holders. Those crazy popular collectible blanks are now only sold at the new Walt Disney World pass holder pop-up shop at Epcot. Let's write and jibe as our Disneyland followers all shed a tear for not being able to buy all that collectible merchandise that they love so much.
Want that toad?
I told you. I think you sent me the.
I did.
All right.
I did. I totally did.
So we need to give the audience a little time to catch up. Who's got something new to share?
I got.
Wow, we got so
Chris just
much.
had an article.
Hey, did we have do you guys see the Dapper Dan the Cadaver Dan's on YouTube today?
No.
I was on Instagram too.
Instagram, they did
I was
a
gonna s-
yeah, they did a
posted
live
video.
stream.
yeah, it was about an hour before showtime. I did not happen to catch it. I
But I thought
tweeted
it
it out
was
though.
nice.
Where
I
on
thought it was
YouTube?
nice for them to do that, just to do a nice little thing from the parks because
It's
they
on-
were
yeah,
doing
it's
the
on the
voices
Dis-
from home.
Yeah, it's on the Disney Parks blog, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Cadaver Dans appear, I think, without an official published schedule at Magic Kingdom during Halloween. Shelley, have you happened to see them when you've been over?
Yes, I love. Yeah, I mean,
And where have you seen them? Because I've heard of them popping up in a few places.
I saw them over in Frontierland.
That was one of the places I heard of. Maybe I heard it from you.
Quite possible.
So are they currently
Alan, when are you going back to the park?
What's that?
When are you going to go back? Are you
I
ready
am going to
yet?
go back. I'm ready. Now it's a matter of the weather being ready. And I
Okay.
did my neighborhood walk today, and Shelley and I were texting back and forth about it a little while before the show. Still a little bit too muggy for me to wear a mask for a few hours, but we're getting pretty darn
Agreed.
close. I am hoping tomorrow I may go experiment and do a Disney Springs run. I drove past Disney Springs today. I'm certainly ready to go visit. But if it's too muggy, wearing a mask for a lengthy point of time, for me, it just becomes, I mean, I have the cloth variant, but it'll just become a sweaty mess after a bit for me, because I sweat very, very easily. And that's the tough part of this, because I am very much, and I'll put myself solo on the screen as I make these sort of statements. I'm very much a believer that my wearing a mask protects others, which is why we wear it, not to be protected myself, because when I got sick earlier this summer, I was wearing a mask and I was around people who were not, like at my polling place, which I believe to be the source of my illness. The other thing I did this week was I got my flu shot, which I also recommend. And a week on the flu shot, I should have some additional flu immunity. So more immunity is a good thing while going to visit right now. So those are the two things that I've taken care of. And with the weather, with the daytime weather now being in the lower 80s, we're getting pretty darn close. Today was pretty close to the kind of day that I can see myself wearing a mask for a few hours and doing a lap or two at Epcot and doing Magic Kingdom. I don't know about Hollywood Studios. I've been hearing that it's getting to feel kind of crowded. Shelley, you're nodding. What do you think, Shelley?
Yeah, I think it is, but I think as far as like everybody has their own little tips and tricks for going to the park and wearing masks. I know that I am a glower as well, so I end up taking a couple masks to the park, and I went to Walmart. They sell them everywhere really, but I got a little mobile fan that when I was stopped in the line and of course socially distanced, I'll put the fan underneath my chin. And I think the biggest thing for me isn't the mask itself, but remembering to stay hydrated. Because having something over my mouth, I forget that I need to drink.
Yeah, that's an interesting point as well, because I was always one who carried Diet Coke with me, and I will show you a little behind the scenes Mouse Planet live secret. I have a little fan, and I keep it blowing, but I can't imagine carrying this thing around with me in the park.
Yeah.
The one I have is like a little 3-inch square. It's super light, and actually, Sugar Boo has a really nice rechargeable fan that recharges with USB.
Well, I was going to say
$15 and has a carrying case.
Nice.
The beauty of this is that it will run off of USB, and I had a previous version of it that I ran during Hurricane Irma when the power went out. So at least I had a little 3-inch fan on me. Although we had over air conditioned the house so that the house never got too uncomfortable during that. But I think we filled enough time to put up the last question once more. Somebody remind me of what the question choice was.
Who's first?
71.
Shelley is first, and I need to get that
question
screen here.
71.
Question 71 is
Mary Poppins.
Sure, Mary Poppins is practically perfect in every way. You get to see one of her imperfections when she visits Disney parks and eats, well, Shelley, what did you say?
Turkey legs.
Turkey legs. That's a good answer.
Gross.
That's a good answer. Let's see what our followers have said.
So
That's
good.
not the right button. This is the right
It looks
button.
so gross.
Oh, they're so good.
That's the point.
Let's see. You got some points here. We got
Insanely good.
Carlos with a turkey leg.
Yay!
We got Dave Pitt, turkey leg. My father's given bugs. Casey,
That's the last question.
Wrong question.
Casey
Dad.
Jr.'s footlong hot dogs. You
Yeah,
got
that's a
turkey
good
leg.
one.
You got turkey leg from Stephanie. You got turkey leg, of course, from Nan Kent.
That's my
There you
girl.
go.
And of course, when I wasn't looking carefully, I thought it was going to say John Lasseter, but that was the previous
That's the
question.
previous one.
Oh, my.
Oh,
Hey.
hey-o.
So, you know,
That's a little creepy, don't you think? Ugh.
I do, Todd. I
Chris
do.
Berry, what do you think?
A giant turkey leg, of course.
Giant turkey leg, all right.
They're so good.
Greg Jacobs, what do you got?
No one can look dignified eating a turkey leg.
Turkey leg. Adrian?
Giant.
Okay, I don't know what I was thinking. Bacon, like asparagus, like bacon wrapped asparagus.
All right.
Asparagus is technically
Where can you get that?
asparagus is technically a finger food. So I want to know if Mary Poppins, practically perfect Mary Poppins, eats it as a finger food.
Nobody has said the answer I was thinking of. So let's see, Todd Pickering.
In fairness, I used recycled answers for both of these. I didn't write. I just danced. I said churros. She shoves the
all
whole
right.
thing in her mouth. It's
That was
disgusting.
an answer I thought we'd see some of. John just raised his hand. I'm taking that's your response as well? Churros, yes. So that was one of the thoughts I had. The other thought I had was corn on the cob, right? Who looks dignified with all that corn in their teeth and, you know.
Yes.
Oh, well,
This is true.
good corn on
So,
the cob in
all
Animal,
right.
Animal Kingdom.
So that racked up quite the points for you there, Shelley. Let's see how Adrian did on her question. Adrian, what was your question?
Not that.
67.
67.
67.
Tougher one.
Yeah, this
Sorry,
was-
Disneyland annual. Well, I don't know. Not for a Disneylander like Adrian, who covets one of these things. Anyway, sorry, Disneyland annual pass holders.
Okay.
Those crazy popular collectible blanks are now only sold at the new Walt Disney World pass holder pop-up shop at Epcot. Adrian's making faces in the green room. What did you say, Adrian?
Spirit jerseys.
Spirit
Good Lord.
jerseys. All right.
Uh-oh.
Ugh. Ugh.
Let's see. What do we get from the audience?
Thank you. I'm with you.
It's a big deal.
We got masks. We've got lanyards.
Uh-huh.
We got pins.
Yep.
Yep.
Mini ears. Pins.
Yep.
All right. So no points there.
Uh-oh.
How about
I
Chris?
lose.
How about Chris Berry? What do you got?
Well, it's closed, so they're selling unsold Disneyland park tickets.
Oh.
Sorry.
John, what do you got?
Okay, I like that one. There you go.
Pins.
Pins.
All right.
It's in there.
Todd Pickering.
Told you recycled. Dingle hoppers.
Well, there you go.
Oprah.
I was going to say you need a shredder, my friend. You need a shredder. Yes. Greg Jacobs.
Yeah, I went mean and dark like Chris. I said annual passes. Instead
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Wow.
Shelley.
pins.
And I think I've gotten everybody, and I'm shocked again. Nobody said popcorn buckets.
Popcorn buckets is the
I
answer.
thought popcorn
That
buckets would be the answer there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you guys always go crazy for those popcorn buckets out
That's
there
true.
out west.
They're always
and
gone.
I was going to say, in spirit jerseys, do those sell out? I certainly see
Oh
people
my
wearing them.
heck! Yeah,
They
I
don't,
don't get it.
I was gonna say,
Crazy.
I see people wearing them, but I also always see plenty on the racks.
They're expensive.
Yeah, they don't really sell out here. I think they're more popular in California. Where it
Yeah,
actually
I
I don't get because it's
They don't
not-
seem particularly comfortable looking long sleeve shirts in Orlando. You know, I
and
mean,
they're thick.
I know.
Well, not until December.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right,
please
Todd,
in California, we have 1
I,
week where
I
we
know
can wear
it's
them.
always hot. It's always hot.
Yeah.
Todd Pickering, what is the score?
Uh-huh.
Adrian had 10 and
Had-
Shelley had 12.
Yep.
Ooh.
Shelley had 12. Oh my gosh, that makes Shelley our champion yet
Wow.
again. So she
Wow.
gets
Queen has
our
returned.
moment one more time. I give her the special on the go version.
Long live the
Of course,
Queen.
This has been Mouse Planet Live with Shelley from On the Go and MCO.
Wow.
I
Wow.
don't know how she does it.
Hashtag wow.
And since we are not necessarily going to have a
Shelley,
show
go
next
Shelley.
week, I'm going to now,
Good,
for an
Shannon.
extra special bonus, because we still have a few minutes here before we're even approaching our usual show length here. I'm going to put up an easy question, and everybody writes on this, and we'll see if everybody matches what I think is the answer to this
All
one.
right, here we
Matching
go.
out
Here we
now.
go.
Here we
Here we
go.
go with the bonus question.
All right.
The bonus question was number 68. Like Winnie the Pooh, you can be a chubby little cubby all stuffed with fluff with the new Fantasyland blank flavor cotton candy.
Oh,
Like Winnie the Pooh, you can be a chubby little cubby all stuffed with fluff with the new Fantasyland blank flavor cotton candy. Everybody at home, write and jibe, and then we'll all say goodbye as everybody gives, I hope, the same answer that I'm thinking of. And there it goes.
Comes the music. There it is.
And Todd Pickering, no recycling on this one. please.
What? I got some good ones.
Oklahoma flavor.
That was great. No recycling now.
I can't write without music.
I was going to say it. It's
There we
stopped.
go.
There we go.
What?
He's making me write one.
Beep,
All
beep.
right, so I'm going to give the audience a little bit of time at home to catch up by showing off what I was showing Adrian and the gang before the show. I want to thank the 65 people who've appeared on the show beyond myself over the last 29 weeks. This is the list. Everybody, watch for your name. If you've been on the show, thanks. If you've been watching our show, thanks. We'll have another show eventually, but probably not next week. So here's the thanks list.
Oh, I didn't see my name.
It's
Go back.
alphabet.
Where am I?
That's in the order that the
Is it
people
somewhere?
appeared.
Wait, where am I? I don't see me. Oh, there I am.
Oh my goodness. These people are so needy. We've
Oh,
got
you're
on
there.
today.
Everybody who's been on the show is on there. I'm going to run it one more time. You can watch again. It's
We're
in
going
the
to
order
be
that the
Mike
people
Wazowski
appeared.
again. Here we go.
And this includes people who only appeared via video, but not people who appeared in our opening credits today. I mean, they're on this list, but I haven't counted their appearances. All right.
Wow.
So thanks to all these people.
Thank
It's
you,
been
everybody.
great. We'll have more
Can I ask
people
you a
if there
question?
are more people we should have on. Absolutely.
A question.
Shelley has a
we're looking-
question.
We're going to activate Shelley's microphone here in her Zoom room. Shelley, you're on.
I was just wondering if you still had your chalk walk stuff going on, and if it is, could you share the information again?
I do still have
Adrian?
Chalk Walk stuff going on because Chalk Walk itself is not actually going to be until spring. But I will bring up, Alan, if you want to hold one moment, I will share my screen. Thank you for asking. So our Chalk Walk team, I just put that up there. We have raised $2,400. We have 6 people that are walking right now. And I really want to thank everybody that has donated. We've actually had a couple of readers that have made donations. We have, I don't know, I really appreciate it. It is very, very, very near and dear to my heart. And I'm hoping that when we are able to do another show again, that I'll be able to get Zach from Chalk back on to talk about some of the things that they're looking to do for the virtual Chalk Walk. And also as we start getting our Chalk auctions going for some of the Mouse Planet swag and some of the media gifts that we've got laying around here that can go to much more loving homes that will appreciate them more and will help us raise funds to send off to Children's Hospital Orange County.
Sweet.
And although I don't have it loaded anymore in the show studio, I do have their banner for the Give Kids the World Village Lights Festival where they're selling tickets.
Yes.
We've been invited to preview it in early November. I forget. Yeah, it just came in the mail today. I saw it.
Yeah, the 10th.
I'm sorry, Shelley. What was that?
November 10th is the preview.
Yeah, so I will probably make my way there since it's a nighttime event, and wearing a mask at night seems more comfortable than wearing a mask during the day. But I just got their little kit today, and I haven't looked through it yet. But
We're fine.
yeah, and I mean I've seen the video, and we did include the video on Mouse Planet's Walt Disney World update of the lights. I mean, did you go over for the early media preview, Shelley, last week
I'm going over tomorrow, I believe.
with a film crew?
With me, I will be filming.
All right. Well, you're the film crew. At any rate, the lights that they've shown off so far look spectacular.
Great.
It's really on the scale of the old Osborne lights at Hollywood Studios. So take a look at their site. Even if you can't get out there, it's a good organization to give to. I've contributed in the past. I will probably contribute again before year end. Let's take a look at the final question, and then we'll say our goodbyes for episode 29, and we'll figure out when we'll have a future show. And there are only a handful of people still watching, and I'm guessing it's some of the people who give us answers. The last question of Jibe Time is, like Winnie the Pooh, you can be a chubby little cubby all stuffed with fluff. The new Fantasyland blank flavor cotton candy. And I'm going to start with you, John, since you weren't our contestant tonight. What did you put in there? Honey. Yes, I think honey is in fact the definitive answer. And we will come up with honey from Nan Kent. Let's see how many points John can score on one question here.
Let's go.
We got honey from Nan Kent. We got honey from Dave Kent. We got honey from my father. We got honey from
Thanks, Jerry.
And then we've got the gray stuff.
That's pretty good, but I mean, it's poo.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh, and we got a
poo.
croissant.
A croissant.
So I'm not sure what Emily was thinking.
What? Where did that come from?
Emily, explain yourself.
Croissant.
Recycled answers.
Yeah.
Jacobs, what do you got?
Only one answer for this one, honey.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Barry, what do you got?
Oklahoma? No?
Yay, Oklahoma.
No, I had honey,
There it is.
of course.
You had honey, all right. And what? I didn't see your shirt before. What's on your shirt?
A Pirate's Life for Me. This is one of my oldest Walt Disney World T-shirts. There was a series of these little $3 series things.
Love it.
So
Is that official or fan? Is that official?
no,
or
this
fan-made?
is official. Yeah, I bought this at the Splash Mountain shop before they sold everything. You know, so
Very cool.
it's an old one.
All
Oldie
right.
but a goodie.
Adrian, what do you got? Adrian, honey.
Honey.
She spelled it right. It's the first one.
Yep.
So,
Wait, excuse me.
Oh.
I had it right.
And a jar too.
Wait a minute.
I missed it. I missed it. No, that's not the
A smaller
All
version.
right. Come on, man.
Victor, what do you got?
Well, this is what I was going to recycle use, but you wouldn't let me.
Very nice,
So
Todd.
I said,
All right.
Look, now, see,
So-
look at that. You win. You win.
With
You
your
win.
answer, does John in fact have the high score of the night with
Yes.
the easy question?
no, I think I got 9.
Only 9.
Yeah, he came in third with one question, barely.
Not bad, John. Good showing on one question.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'll give you
Thank you very
the
much.
Mike Wazowski moment. Well, no, you know what? You can have the consolation prize. You'll appreciate the consolation prize. It's our
Okay.
panda sweater.
Oh, see, no,
That's
really?
coveted.
It's a
Really?
virtual
I'm
panda
haunted
sweater.
by
There it
panda.
is.
Is that embroidered? I'm not sure.
Such an angry deer.
You know, I think with all the sewing he's been doing lately, he made this one on the sewing machine.
I think he did.
Wow.
Good Lord.
I know. It's sad.
All right.
That's very nice.
It's just
Very
All righty.
nice.
So that's 29 shows in the books.
In the can.
I got nothing else. I think it represents about 40 hours of streaming. 'Cause,
Quality
our episodes
entertainment.
have,
quality entertainment indeed.
you know, it's been a distraction. And
Hey, I
this
lit my
pandemic
barbecue on
is not-
fire, you know?
What's that?
I said you all got to see me light my barbecue on fire, so hey.
Oh, that's right.
We had
Yeah.
a cooking episode. We had a
Oh,
cooking
good.
episode, several cooking episodes.
Mm.
We had all sorts of technical difficulties.
Oh, good.
We've had guests from Canada and guests from Hawaii, and that's
That's
it. I
from my
got
high
nothing
school
else.
days.
Your
Yeah,
high school days.
that's right.
My local friend Alex has been on a number of times.
Alexander.
I offered
Wittenberg.
Emily, who
Lisa's
gave us
book.
the content,
Oh,
an
that's
opportunity to come on. Yes, indeed. Oh, and we also have Lisa's book. Yes, who else has Lisa's book?
Everybody.
Oh, look at
How
that.
many copies of
It's
Lisa's
over
book
there,
can we
but
get
I
on the
have
screen?
it.
Very nice.
You know,
There you
she
go.
actually just hit another Amazon milestone, so I was actually really proud of her. She just hit another Amazon milestone,
Oh, sweet.
and
Awesome.
she's pitching a new
Good for Lisa.
book out there.
Sorry she missed the show. She had puppy issues, among
Aw.
others, it seemed tonight.
Don't we all?
She was going to join us. Todd King, thank him. He's been on pretty much almost every
Mhm.
episode, as has
Yeah.
Chris Berry. Thanks everybody, and we will see you in a few weeks when we get around to figuring out a 30th show. So
Adieu.
John, thanks for joining. Why don't you why don't you get your website once, since we didn't let you do that before?
Thanks for having me. Come visit intercat.com on all the platforms. You name it.
And Shelley, you're other than being on our platform, and I've seen you also appear on with Jeremiah on Laughing Places platform. Where else can people find Shelley?
They can find me at On the Go and MCO, and on the radio with K92 and WBBO here.
Nice.
All right. Very nice.
Cool.
All right. You guys can stick on. We'll chat after the show. Thanks, everybody. Let me find the goodbye music and the goodbye video, which should play us off. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.